Justice League of America's Vibe number 9, written by Sterling Gates, art by Derlis Santa Cruz. So last issue, we had Breacher revealing, hey, I'm the father of Gypsy, my wife is the evil dictator person, and also we're here in my home dimension, and we have to save the Earth. So we open up in that home dimension of Pyradel in the past when they say, hey, this place is basically a multi-dimensional point of trade. Like, everyone comes here because it's so peaceful and beautiful, and everyone just trades stuff. Even the gods themselves show up here. But not anymore. And we see it's completely overrun with, like, evil robot stuff. And we see two kids are running down the street trying to find Breacher. And a couple of robots come out of the walls, more or less. They call them raptors. And the one older brother, like, shoves the sister away, saying, go, I'll hold them off. He's held down by this raptor. And then we see a gunshot take out the one going after the girl. And as the raptors try to assimilate the young boy, they are also knocked out with some sonic waves. So at that point, the boy sits up and is just like, oh, where's my sister? Who are you guys? And Vibe's the one who speaks up saying, hey, we're the Justice League. Kinda. I mean, sorry, not real. We are a collection of people who model ourselves off the Justice League, and we're here to save the world. So at that point, we see that one of the people in the group, I'm not going to be good with their names because it really doesn't come up that much, but Nilo, no, not Nilo. What's her name? Vic. Vic is a raptor. It's a lady who was about to be transformed, but it got stopped midway, and she's still in control. So the kid, like, freaks out because it's like, oh, no, it's another one of them. And he's like, no, I'm one of the good guys. So anyway, at this point, Vibe, he starts having his little chest contraction things again. His multiversal energy's going nuts. And they open up his little Tony Stark thing on his chest, and they talk to the boy saying, boy, did you get the thing that we requested you get? And it turns out his grandfather is a multiversal artisan, where he's able to take multiversal energy and condense it into a sphere. And so this is the very last one. They put it inside of his little arc reactor, close it up, and it's going to basically keep his powers in check. He's going to basically also be supercharged by this as well. So they put it in, everything's good to go, and the group then says, all right, more of them are arriving. We got to go and get back to our, like, central base of commands. And we see the little girl's eyes glow menacingly. So then we cut back to the real world, where Dante is in a hospital bed. And Agent Gunn comes up and is checking on him. And as Gunn's about to leave, because it looks like he's still comatose, Dante sits up being like, all right, where's my brother? And he's just like, look, we're looking for him. He's like, you lost my brother? And he's like, don't get all, like, I lost so much because I covered for your ass inside there. Yeah, your brother was taken, like, to a different universe probably, and we're doing what we can. But, like, don't get on me saying I'm not doing anything because you're stupid. And at that point, he goes and he walks out saying, all right, whatever, just be glad nobody's looking for you right now, because otherwise Waller would have it out for you. And Waller calls up Gunn saying, like, hey, where are you? And he's like, I'm just finishing up some old business. I'll be right back in. So back in Pyradel, we see Rupture, a.k.a. Armando, is looking out over the city being like, I kind of remember that guy who said he was my brother. And, like, that's a memory I have. And then we see Mordeth, the wife and mother of Gypsy, comes out being like, no, that's a fake memory. You don't actually think that. And she's like, I'm pretty sure I do. And he's like, no, let me take that away from you. And she zaps his brain, and then she's like, there, do you remember it now? And he's like, remember what? And he's like, all right, perfect, yep. Anyway, I've been siphoning energy out of my daughter, but I've also been spying on my husband who's building an army. So I'm going to send you to go take him out, including all of his companions. That includes that pesky little Vibe character. But first, let's go check on my daughter. And she makes her way down into a deep lab, and we see Gypsy's strung up with a whole bunch of machine parts or something like that. And apparently the end result here is she has so much Earth energy in her, some, like, Earth Zero energy, that it's going to be enough that once it's siphoned, that she can break through the block to the Earth Zero universe that the husband set up, which will then allow her to take over the entirety of the multiverse because it's kind of like the center of everything. So, yeah, that's important there. So then we go back to Breacher's little like camp where he's got all the stuff and they're going over the plans one more time of, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to break into her place. We're going to find this stuff. And then we're going to kill Mordath and liberate everybody who's lives in Pyradel. And Vibe's like, also, we're going to save my brother and Gypsy, right? And they kind of look at each other and he's like, guys, come on. That's the whole reason I'm here. We got to save my brother and Gypsy. And Breacher then comes in being like, look, we'll try to save Gypsy, like, and if we can, your brother. But your brother has been mind whammied like a lot. He might not even be in there anymore. And he's like, no, my brother's in there. Because, turns out, his high school football nickname was Rupture, because he was able to rupture the enemy's defenses. So why would he take that name if he were not in there still? And they all say, that's pretty weak, man, but okay, do what you gotta do. And at that point, all of a sudden, he starts feeling like, oh, hold on, I'm getting my vibe senses tingling. And then all of a sudden, everything starts like blowing up a little bit. And as they look out into the city nearby, they see this multiversal energy exploding out, rifts in the space-time continuum and whatnot. And Breacher's like, ah, crap, they got the energy from my daughter. All right, we're out of time. We gotta take care of this now. And the little girl speaks up and is just like, I've been spying on you the whole time. I know your plans. You can't possibly do anything to stop me. Tee-hee. So Rupture shows up and starts like attacking everybody. Breacher is like, all right, everybody, the plans that we didn't talk about, here's their code numbers. Everyone do what you got to do. And at that point, the one little smart kid guy, Nilo, he turns to Vibe and he's like, well, kid, it's been nice knowing you. He's like, what? So Breacher then grabs hold of Vibe. They vanish into some, the bleed between spaces. And Breacher reveals, okay, we weren't going to do this plan, but now we have to do this plan where I'm going to take the little multiverse spear thing out of your body, which is going to then turn you into a multiversal bomb, and it will destroy like the entirety of Pyradel, more or less, or it's going to destroy the ability for her to travel between places or whatnot. But it will save all of life, because if Mordath's able to get to Earth Zero, everybody's dead. So, see ya, kid. And he leaves Breacher to die, or he leaves Vibe to die in the bleed. And then in the real world, we see Amanda Waller has found Dante. Oops. So, yeah, it's a good, next issue's the last issue. It's a good penultimate issue. It's setting up big stakes at the end here. I can see a lot of different ways this could go. My only real criticism here is that it feels so rushed. Like, just last issue, we got like the reintroduction to Breacher. We got his like backstory and said like, here's who I am. Here's this important stuff about me. And now we're already going into the, no, but I am actually working against you. Like, maybe he's still doing the heroic thing, but he's willing to betray Vibe. I don't feel like it's given the proper circumstance, the pomp and circumstance to get me to believe like, oh, how could you betray him like this? Like, I don't know him. He's just shown up. And now I'm like, oh no, he's betrayed us, I guess. It just doesn't feel like we've spent enough time here. And that's entirely on the realm of this book got canceled. It just wasn't given a proper enough time to get to this point. But I still enjoy the concepts. That's still okay. It's just, I don't know. It's just a little bit rushed for me. So overall, I'm going to give this one probably just a flat 7. Still enjoying the book. I don't want to make it sound like I'm not, but it is very rushed here at the end. So we'll see what kind of finale we can really get out of it with only one more issue left.